Today we're going to learn to take an equation that's in point-slope form and we're going to rearrange it and put it into slope-intercept form. Point-slope form is just a different way of writing an equation. It's called point-slope form because we know a point, which we call x1, y1, and we know the slope. When we did slope-intercept, or y equals mx plus b, we knew the slope and we knew where the line crossed the y-axis at the y-intercept. So if we review what we talked about with writing something in point-slope form, we're going through the point 2, 3, and our line has a slope of 4. So all we're going to do is we're going to start by labeling the given point as x1, y1. It's a good idea to go ahead and write those down underneath your point. Make sure you're filling in your notes as you're going through the video. And then our slope is going to be 4. So we're going to take and we're going to replace the x1, the y1, and the m in the equations with their values. So we're going to replace the x1 with a 2, the y1 with a 3, and the slope with a 4. So if we take our equation, we're just going to work our way through, and in place of the x1 that's down here, and it's in the parentheses with the x, we're going to put in a 2. Then we're going to use the 3, our y coordinate, and it pairs up in the y1 spot with the y. The y's are together, the x's are together. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're just going to replace with our slope right here in the middle. And we're done. That's all there is to writing an equation in point-slope form. Now we're going to take those equations from point-slope form and we're going to rearrange them into slope-intercept form, which means we need to solve for y. So we have to get rid of those parentheses and then move a piece or two around. So let's try a couple. Alright, so we have the point 4, 2, and we have a slope of 3. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to write our equation in point-slope form. So in place of, we keep our y, in place of the y1 we go over to our point, and our coordinates were x1, y1. So our y1 has a value of 2. We replace the m with our slope of 3, and then it's x minus, and then we go back to our point, and our x1 value was 4. Once we have it in point-slope form, now we're going to get rid of our parentheses by distributing. So the y minus 2 stays, and 3 times x makes 3x, and 3 times negative 4 makes a minus 12. So we're almost done, but we want to have our y by itself. So that means we have to move this minus 2. To move a minus 2, we add 2 to both sides. So y equals 3x, and since these were like terms, they're both constant values without a variable, we can combine them, minus 10. Alright, let's try another one. You keep following along. So in place of our y1, we go to our point. We label our point x1, y1. So the y1 has a value of 7. In place of our m value is negative 4. And in our parentheses we have x minus negative 3. And when we subtract a negative 3, that's really like adding 3. Alright, so we have, and this is a plus, not a negative in here. Minus a negative is plus. So now we need to distribute. So I would have negative 4x, and a negative 4 times a positive 3 would make a minus 12. And now we just need to get our y value by itself. So we would need to add 7 onto both sides. So we have y equals negative 4x, and negative 12 plus 7 would make a minus 5. Alright, let's try the second one. So we keep the y minus, our y value is negative 6, so minus a negative 6 is a plus 6. In place of our m, we go over, we plug our m value in, and then it's x minus negative 1. So minus a negative makes a plus. Now we're ready to distribute. So we keep the y plus 6, and we have 5x And 5 times 1 makes 5. And now all we need to do is isolate our y, get our y by itself. So we subtract 6 from both sides. So we have y equals 5x minus 1. Alright, we have one last one to look at. So we start the same way. We replace our y1 value with our y1 value over here, and we can certainly keep writing up above them what those are. So we have y minus 2. This time our slope is a fraction, so we're going to plug in our 3/4, and it's x minus x1. Our x1 has a value of 8. Alright, so now we're ready to distribute. So we keep our y minus 2, and we have 3/4 x, and then we have to multiply our fractions. So to multiply fractions, quick review, and we can reduce those, and 3 times negative 2 makes negative 6. So 3/4 of negative 8 is negative 6. And then our last step, add on our 2, and we get y equals 3/4 x minus 4. Y equals mx plus b. Alright, now what you're going to do is you're going to start with these 4 points. You're going to put them in the boxes on your notes. You're going to start by writing them in point slope form first. So we're going to start in point slope form, and then we are going to solve and we turn them into slope-intercept. So that means we're going to solve each one, we're going to distribute, and then we're going to collect our constants and put those all together. So these are the 4 points that go in your boxes, and when you're done, make sure you have those checked.